Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Bitcoin and cryptocurrency video. In today's video we will be discussing Bitcoin and its bull market support band. If you like this type of content, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, as it means oh so much to me. And if you are a fan of cryptocurrency, I have a cryptocurrency shop where you can shop cryptocurrency products. I'll leave a link in the description down below so you can get a nice discount off your next purchase. So without a further ado, let's begin. Bitcoin and the bull market support band. Just quickly, for those that may not know, the bull market support band is composed of two moving averages, the 20-week SMA and a 21-week EMA. It is highly known that if you are trending above the bull market support band, you are essentially in a bull market. And if you are trending below the bull market support band, then you are essentially in the bear market, especially if you backtest the bull market support band as resistance, and especially if you backtest the bull market support band as support, then that confirms that you are theoretically in an uptrend or theoretically in a downtrend that may be classed as a bull market or as a bear market. So where do these two moving averages sit at this moment in time? Today is Monday, so this bull market support band would have refreshed just last night when the clock struck 12 o'clock, and it currently sits between 53,616 and 55,010 United States dollars. You can see it at the top left of your screen right here. If I just move my mouse here, you can see it sits between 53,616, 18 now, or 55,014 United States dollars, given subject that price remains the same for the remainder of the week. You can see that Bitcoin is currently at just shy of $64,000. We're currently at 63,934 United States dollars. It's been a bit of a bloody few weeks for Bitcoin. You can see that we've had 3 red weeks in a row, and there is some sort of fear starting to creep back into the market, especially because, you know, for the last 6 weeks or so, we've had 5 red weeks and 1 green week, and we've had wicks to the upside and to the downside. But what Bitcoin's essentially done is go sideways. That is pretty much it. And I've discussed at length that because the bull market support band is a moving average, well, composed of two moving averages, these moving averages are lagging indicators, and because they represent 20 weeks with regards to the moving average, the bull market support band is essentially replacing prices of today or this week with prices that were 20 or so weeks ago. So just to put that into perspective, if we were to go 20 weeks back from this week, you can see that puts us back to the end of November. And at the end of November, Bitcoin's price was around 40,000 United States dollars. So this week, Bitcoin replaced 40,000 with 64,000, hence why the bull market support band is currently trending up, even though Bitcoin has been going sideways for the last month and a half or so. Do you understand what I mean? Now, as discussed, Bitcoin has been going sideways, but as long as Bitcoin is above the bull market support band, then the bulls have nothing really to worry about unless Bitcoin comes back to backtest the bull market support band. And why do I say that? It has been a very, very long time since Bitcoin has backtested the bull market support band. And to be honest, since Bitcoin broke out of the bull market support band back at the end of October 2023, almost now half a year ago, Bitcoin has not backtested the bull market support band at all. The price of Bitcoin came close in around the mid-January times where we had the sell-off from the Bitcoin spot ETFs. It came close to this level right here. You can see that little wick. If I were to just dive closer so we can dissect this information a bit more, the price of Bitcoin essentially went to $38,500, whereas the bull market support band was around $37,500. So it's just 1k above the bull market support band. But since Bitcoin broke out and started this crazy uptrend, it has not backtested the bull market support band once, which does beg the question, how strong is this rally? Because with regards to an uptrend, the more you backtest moving averages and the more you bounce off them as support, the stronger the rally. Because, for example, and I'll give you some prior examples to validate what I am suggesting, because since the breakout, it has been now 26 weeks since Bitcoin has backtested its bull market support band. And 26 weeks is essentially half a year. Well, exactly half a year. The last time Bitcoin done this was back in 2020 and the beginning of 2021, where Bitcoin went on this parabolic rally from the end of September all the way until the beginning of May. And that was essentially 32 weeks of up-only price action, which isn't too far off where we are now. That's only 6 weeks. That's only 6 weeks more than where we are now. So to put that into perspective, they're quite similar moves in terms of not backtesting the bull market support band. But what happened when Bitcoin finally went back to the bull market support band? Prices capitulated, and we had a summer downtrend for at least 5 months. That's what happened. The time before that, when Bitcoin went on a parabolic rally and did not backtest its bull market support band, was the mid-cycle top in 2019. So if we take it from the beginning of April and go back to when Bitcoin finally backtested the bull market support band, it was 24 weeks. So just 2 weeks shy of where we are now. And what happened then? Bitcoin then went on a downtrend for a few months, and then the pandemic happened. The time before that, where Bitcoin had a bull market and it validated the bull market support band numerous times, confirmed how strong the bull market was. This is what we like to see, where Bitcoin just goes in an uptrend and then has a nice, beautiful blow off top. And you can see that this bull market was just significantly different from the bull market after that, because the bull market in 2016 and 2017, you can see many times where Bitcoin's price backtested the bull market support band numerous times until Bitcoin finally went into a blow off top. And if we just take into consideration how long it took Bitcoin to backtest once it went on that blow off top rally, if we take it from the wick here to here, it was essentially 18 weeks. But by then, Bitcoin was already halfway through the bull market and backtested the bull market support band numerous times. So it was kind of obvious that from not backtesting it for so long and then going into this parabolic curve, it was obvious that it wasn't going to hold the bull market support band, even though I'd assume that during that time, the FOMO would have been real and those would have assumed that Bitcoin would have just kept going up. But anyway, that's a different conversation for another day. So what can we infer from today's price action? Well, I've seen a lot of people compare this cycle to the 2019 mid-cycle top. I've seen a lot of people compare this cycle to the 2020 cycle. The similarities to 2019 is, of course, that we are in a rate hiking cycle also. And again, in 2020, it resembles that because we've put in a new high and it's been so many weeks since we've backtested the bull market support band. What if we just compare the two? Because if we take 2019, again, we've previously mentioned that it was around 24 weeks since it backtested. Yeah. So remember 24 weeks. And then the 2020 run was essentially 32 weeks. So let's take an average of these two figures. So you got 24 and 32. The average number between these two figures is essentially 28. Because if you add 24 and 32, you get essentially 56. 56 divided by 2, as you only have two figures, is 28. So what if 28 weeks from the moment of the breakout Bitcoin finally backtests its bull market support band, which evidently puts us to the end of April, beginning of May. I mean, we're not too far off the bull market support band, guys. If we take a drawdown look of what that would look like, that's only a 13 to 16% move from Bitcoin to backtest its bull market support band. But the thing is, even if Bitcoin keeps going sideways for the next 2 weeks, the bull market support band will just keep going up. So that percentage drawdown will actually decrease over time. So 28 weeks will put us out to the end of April. And have you guys ever heard the saying of sell in May and go away? That could potentially happen, just like the last bull market where everyone sold in May and went away for the entire summer before we got a huge bounce, putting in new all-time highs by the end of the year. So I am of the opinion that I do believe Bitcoin is overdue a pullback and a small downtrend, because Bitcoin has seen up only since January of 2023. And with that being said, when there's a strong bubble, when there's a strong uptrend, you must expect some sort of downtrend to follow. And I'm of the opinion that we are nearing the end of this blow off top. Do I believe we can go higher? Definitely, of course. There are 3 reasons as to why I believe the party can go on longer. Especially if Bitcoin doesn't come closer to the bull market support band. Let's make it clear. If Bitcoin comes closer and starts trending towards that bull market support band, it won't be good news for the bulls, because if the price does come back down to the bull market support band, I don't see it holding. The bulls have just used so much momentum to get us to this place and take us to new all-time highs in the first place, that when the price of Bitcoin gets back down to the bull market support band, the bears will be too strong at that point, and the bulls will have just essentially been exhausted from pushing the prices this much up within the last year and a half or so. So we don't want to see the price of Bitcoin go back down to the bull market support band. Why do I believe that Bitcoin can essentially short-term bottom here, but then go on a nice little rally? Well, we have the narratives of the spot ETFs, China, Hong Kong especially approving the spot ETFs for Bitcoin. So we have the spot ETFs that's constantly bringing in money. You have the regular DCAs who continue to buy Bitcoin on a daily basis and not care whatever narrative is out there. They don't care what price Bitcoin is. They just keep buying every day. So you have those regular buyers, you have the spot ETF buyers. But the most important reason, in my opinion, that will help the Bitcoin price is liquidity from the altcoin market. And why do I say this? Well, it's quite funny because last week Bitcoin had a drop of only 5%. Bitcoin only dropped 5% last week. But altcoins just got decimated. Absolutely decimated. Because if we take a look at crypto's market cap, and this is every cryptocurrency out there excluding Bitcoin. So this is Ethereum and every altcoin out there. This dropped 10%. 10%. Meaning that the Bitcoin dominance went up significantly last week. And you can see, look at that huge wick taking us up all the way to 57%. So if liquidity is leaving alts, it is supporting the price of Bitcoin, because altcoins have bled 10%, but Bitcoin only bled 5%. What does that mean? It means that Bitcoin is the safe haven and individuals are rotating their capital from altcoins into Bitcoin. Whether or not Bitcoin is selling off, Bitcoin dropped at a much lower rate than the altcoin market. So that is one of the main reasons as to why Bitcoin can get some sort of uptrend, because if Bitcoin starts to turn over and gets a nice little uptrend, yes, it will drag altcoins USD up. So Ethereum USD will definitely go up. Like, all your altcoins will definitely go up against its US dollar value if Bitcoin turns around and puts in a new all-time high. But if Bitcoin goes up, then the Bitcoin dominance is also going up, which means it's essentially sucking the liquidity out of altcoins, supporting the price of Bitcoin. So those are the 3 reasons as to why Bitcoin could spark a nice little remaining uptrend. So I would discuss in depth the reason as to why the altcoin market is so useful with regards to supporting the Bitcoin price. I will make a video on the Bitcoin dominance later on this week, because altcoin Bitcoin pairs are essentially breaking down to cycle lows, which resemble the lows of last cycle, and that represents a buying opportunity of a lifetime. I will dive more into depth in that video later on this week, but for now, Bitcoin is chilling at just shy of 64k. We're still around 15% away from the bull market support band. We'll have to wait and see what price action occurs later on this week. Again, 28 weeks takes us to the end of April, so that's very interesting to see if Bitcoin will evidently or eventually come back to its bull market support band. And it definitely will come back to its bull market support band one day. It's just a matter of when. So that is it from me today, guys. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, smash that thumbs up, smash that like button, and as always, it's been your boy J1 General. Thank you and goodbye.